Hi, it's me again. It's been a while. Oh my goodness. This stream is going to be very difficult. I just got off the phone to the housing team and I'm so angry. I'm just so angry. Oh, I don't even know where to start. There's so much going on, and long story cut short, I phoned the housing team to find out if there was an update, and they said no. They said they cannot give me a time frame. They know that I have urgent medical points and that I am a priority. They know, and I quote, that my current property is unfit for purpose and is having a detrimental effect against my mental health. And I'm like, okay, so put me somewhere. And she said, we don't just have temporary accommodation lying around. I says, well, yeah, you do, because what do you do with homeless people then, or people that are escaping domestic violence situations? Oh yes, well, we have properties for them. The reason that I'm like wanting to move in the first place is that, as you all know, everything is full of mold and damp and smelliness and disgustingness, and I have autoimmune deficiencies, which clearly gets exacerbated in that condition. Alongside that, I have PTSD, so it's just me and my two kids. And I've done everything I can to get us out of this smelly, manky, disgusting, bogging, horrible, useless flat. And the worst thing is, the housing team know that it's not healthy and won't move me. The repair team know it's not healthy and won't fix it. So I'm going back to the doctors next week, obviously. Next Monday I have an appointment. I'm going to be doing therapy because clearly I'm not coping very well. And that's a whole other thing. But yeah, feeling massively disappointed. And I even said to the housing team, I says, well, if you don't move me and you know that it's having a really bad impact on my mental health, then there's only two options there if you really think about it. You either move me or my mental health is devastated, impacted, and yeah. And they're like, oh, we know that, but we're hoping that you'll fall out of windows before we have to allocate you a house. So angry. Do you know what they've got the cheek to say? They said that the reason they're cancelling all repairs is because they want to focus on repairing the empty properties that they have. But the lady just told me they don't have any empty properties. How is any of that my fault? I've got this really bad habit of hiding away and isolating myself and not sharing my problems, even though I'm the biggest. See, here's my issue, right? I started my whole journey of being on YouTube and stuff because for the sole purpose of recording positive memories. When you have PTSD, you spend a lifetime not really remembering or seeing the good in life, like, because your brain's just constantly reminding you of the bad things. So YouTube was like my thing to do that, and I loved that. I was doing the fundraising, talking to all you guys, having so much fun. Like, it changed my life, my perspective. Everything is just amazing. I love that. Hopeful dreamers, happiness, joy, hope. But in the last 6 months, I haven't been feeling that personally in my life. So it's like very hard for me to come on and then engage in that, participate in that, be that. Like, does that make sense? Next place that I move to is going to be like my place, my home. And then from that, you know, the kids will get older, I'll have time and space and money to travel and all these things. But it literally feels like in the last 6 months, life just reverse Uno on me. Like, I was doing all these really good things and everything was going really well. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to be sitting here like, oh my gosh, my life is so terrible, because I know everyone right now in the world, literally everyone is going through it. Everyone has problems. Everyone is struggling. It's a horrible world we're living in. And it really gets to me. I'm just here trying to hang out with my friends. And that's part of the reason that I don't want to come on all the time and just give you sob stories, because I'm very much aware that people use sob stories to gain, whether it's likes and followers and money, financial gain, all that stuff. And I'm so against that I don't want to be seen as that. Like, I do not want to be seen as someone that just comes on the internet, like, pity me, poor me, give me sympathy. Because that's not even what I stand for anyway. I stand for hope and joy and dreams and happiness, and that's what I want to be part of. That's what I want to put out. And I just feel that I can't right now. And it sucks. And I hate it. One of you said something that really stood out, and you were like, yeah, but like, what if telling your story helps someone else? And I'm like, how stupid am I to not even think of that, because that's exactly why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I didn't give up because I watched someone else's struggle. It's just really hard. I want to be the person that makes you laugh. I want to be the one that puts a smile on your face, and maybe that's really narcissistic of me, but I just think there's something so special about seeing somebody smile and having their eyes light up and just have no worries. Maybe it's like a bit of a clown, I don't know, but I like to make people smile and bring joy and happiness, and when I feel like I can't do that, I feel like nobody cares about the rest. I feel like people only care about that side of me, so if I'm here just being a miserable twat, then I'm not putting out the image that I want to share. I don't want to share depression and misery and tell you all the really bad things that's going on. But then maybe that's the biggest problem in the world. Maybe that is the biggest problem, isn't it? Is that we don't share these things. I mean, here I am telling people, oh, you should talk and open up, and it's good to talk about mental health. I can't even do it myself. Is that not so hypocritical? Because I also feel like I don't want to just be like, oh, here's all my sad stuff, feel sorry for me. But truthfully, right, if you've got a minute, I'll tell you the truth. Yes, it's been hard. I feel so disappointed. I thought I would be further along by now. I thought I would have more things figured out by now. After I came back from America the last time, 2021, I was really like, yes, let's do this. We are on the path, we are going for it, let's get it. And I started work and I lost that job. And then in between that, there was so much family stuff going on. See, I'm one of these people as well, like, I don't really want to share personal family stuff, private stuff, where the other person can't have their say. I'm not doing okay. But I'm not here to cry about it either, because I do acknowledge that, and that is why I will be going to see a doctor next week, because it has been a lot. But the real truth, sorry guys that this is uncomfortable, but you don't just get over it. And do you know what pisses me off the most? Is that YouTube ban words to protect children. But why am I not allowed to say that I was raped? Why am I not allowed to use words like suicide, self-harm, groomed, abused? Not allowed to say that on YouTube because it might offend someone. It offends me that I can't tell my story. And I find it very hard to say those words. Those words are very triggering. But how dare you tell me I can't use it? Like, if I choose to say it or choose not to say it, that's my choice. But now I can't go on YouTube and tell my PTSD story. I can't go on YouTube and say that I was suicidal, or that I used to self-harm, or that I was abused, raped, sexually abused, beaten. Not allowed to say that. But at the same time, they showcase influencers on their platform that the whole world has evidence that they are rapists and abusers and groomers and paedophiles and predators. But that's okay. I don't want to seem like one of those people that just snaps online and has a manic meltdown in front of everyone. But it's so infuriating. It's so infuriating that all I want to do is live in a house that's safe and secure and just be happy. Like, I'm not asking for much. I don't want big fancy cars, big fancy mansions. I don't need materialistic things. I only need me, my kids and God. I don't really need much else. There's literally no one that will help me though. I've been to the newspapers, I've been to the local MP, but then who am I to say that my situation's so desperate when there is people living on the streets? There's people living on the streets. So who am I to moan that I have a roof over my head? It is a constant battle in my own head. I know I'm usually all happy, hopeful, dreamer, but I'm very disappointed, and it's very unfair. Well, this is why I'm here on Twitch. I don't have anything to lose. You guys help a lot. I'm not sitting here feeling all sorry for myself, because you guys mean a lot to me, and you really are the only family that I have, the only adults in my life. Oh, and I have to just mention Linnell, because Linnell is, if Linnell didn't live across the road, but yeah, don't know what else to say. I kind of just now, I am a lot stronger now. I really am, but I can understand why that is enough to make people just give up. But I'm strong and I'm not giving up. But I don't know where else to go from here. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. I had to come on and explain myself, didn't I? But I also make these promises that I'm going to go live and that I'll game and all these stuff, and I want to so much. Like, you don't understand, I really want to. But I feel very anxious and I feel really stressed, and I can barely focus on things right now. Like, that's just part of my symptoms as well with all my stuff. I'm dissociating a lot. Like, choosing just to spend time staring into space rather than actually thinking about anything. I mean, like, can you actually believe it? I'll be okay. I don't want you guys to be worrying about me. I'm not going to do anything silly. Just wanted to come on and share a little bit of what was happening today. I appreciate you guys for listening. I appreciate you for putting up with me. And for your encouragement and support, because it really goes a long way. It really does help, and I do appreciate you. I love all of you guys. I'm going to go now because I feel a bit silly. I'm going to dry my tears and probably just go and eat some ice cream, and then I'll be okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for actually just being here. Very appreciated. Love you. Hello everybody. It's me again, just sitting here in my living room, still waiting to move, hence the boxes. There's been a lot going on, there's a lot to catch up with, there's a lot to say moving forward, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to say it, what exactly I'm going to say. I didn't script anything or plan anything, but I do know that it's something that I need to come on here and do, particularly for my friends, for the Dreamerz, for the people that have watched me for like the last 5 years sporadically. So this video is more for those people. If you just randomly stumble across this, then I don't really know what I can offer you right now, but hi. Anyways, so for the ones that do know what's going on and all that jazz, brief update. I had a video that I came on here and I said that I was offered a new property. I was really excited. I packed everything up, as you can see, and that fell through. The council withdrew that offer because I have a dog and the property wasn't suitable for dogs apparently. So they withdrew that offer and said that I was still on top of the priority list. So that would mean that I'm still next on the list to get a new property. Obviously dealing with a lot of mould and damp and things of that nature. So then nothing. That happened. They withdrew the offer and nothing. That was about a month ago. I haven't heard anything from them since. So I phoned up for an update and they told me that they had come out on the Friday before and repaired it. And I don't really know how that is true, because I was in all day Friday. I take my dog out the front or out the back 4 times a day, so I'm around my property and there was absolutely nobody up on the repairs. So I said to them, up on the roof. So I said on the phone to them, I really believe that you're gaslighting and lying to me here because nobody was there. And the lady said that the repair charge hand had actually showed her photographs and proved that it was on the roof. So I said, well, can you show me them? And she said no. She said that it has to be applied for freedom of information request thing. And I said, well, can you just show me what repairs that I've asked for specifically? I'm not talking about anybody else, just me personally, Deborah McLeod, my address. And she said no, because the repairs are actually listed under communal block repairs, which means that when someone requests a repair, that someone being me, because I'm the top floor and I'm the one that has the problem, out of 6 people in this block, I'm the one with the issue, just me, one person. They put the repairs down as a communal block repair request. It's not for me. So all these times that I put in a repair request for my property, I'm not entitled to look at those. But just as well, I kept all the emails that I've sent them since 2015. I have years of emails, proof. I went to the newspapers, I went to the MP, I've been on YouTube talking about it, I've been on Facebook, and every single person that I speak to, every single one, tells me how bad it is, how terrible it is, that I should not be living in these conditions. Except the council repair team. The council repair team tell me it's condensation. The council repair team tell me it's because I have a shower. The council repair team tell me it's no big deal and they'll just paint over it. So anyway, this particular phone call that I spoke to them last Monday, I did actually record it, and it will be edited just because of private information, but I'm going to insert that clip here, and I want you to hear how frustrating it is, the way that they communicate with me. So that's going to be here. I've got a couple of requests. The first one is there's been an outstanding repair for my property. It's actually been outstanding for since January. The scaffolding has been put up. It's to do with mould and damp and all that stuff, and nobody's been back to my property since February, except the scaffolding's been put up about 3 weeks ago and nothing's happening. So is there any sort of update?
Oh goodness, right, okay, yes, I can see that a job was raised to investigate what was causing the issue.
Yeah. The inspector came out and told me he was going to get people up on the roof and that I would get someone out to actually fix the mould and damp that's in my property currently. I'm actually on priority waiting list to get moved. I've got medical needs, and this has actually been going on for the best part of 8 years. So I'm just wanting to know what is actually happening.
What's happening, yeah, of course. So we wouldn't have been in contact about the internal repairs until the external repairs had been completed.
Right.
As I say, if it's recently been erected, it's maybe that it's only just been done, and that's why we've not been in touch. But I'm just trying to have a quick look, because the job for the roof repair hasn't been closed or completed as of yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to see if I can speak to Raymond who deals with the roof repairs and see if he has an update on that, if you're alright to hold for just a moment or two.
Yeah.
That's great, I'll be as quick as I can.
Okay.
Hi, Raymond, really sorry to have kept you waiting.
That's alright.
So I've spoken to Raymond. He's confirmed that the external work was completed last week.
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. Can I just stop you? Because whatever you're about to say is complete bull. Nobody has been on my roof. Nobody. I'm in every single day. I have mental health issues. I don't go out. Not one work person has went up that scaffolding onto my roof. Absolutely bull. That did not happen. Nobody's even been in contact to tell me what's happening with it, which is the whole point of why I'm calling up to ask. So whoever's just told you that that's been completed is just lying.
Right, okay, so he has a charge hand who allocates the work. He has confirmation and pictures that they've been up at further roof repair. He says that it's not. So he did want me to ask whether with the heavy rain over the past couple of days if you've had any water ingress?
Yeah, everything's still stinking of mould and damp and wetness, and there's not actually. No, there's not penetration of water. What it is it's seeping, soaking through the ceiling. And if this work was completed and there's pictures and stuff, could I request that be sent to me, please? Also, I would like to request a print-out paper copy of every repair that I've actually requested since I moved in here in 2015, if that's possible, please.
Yeah, so you need to do that under Freedom of Information Act, which is not ourselves, but you need to we need to put that request in writing, which I can do for you just now, and then they'll contact you directly, but we can't do that for you here.
Like, if you could do,
I'm more than happy to put through that. Sorry?
If you could do that, that'd be great, but can I just ask why I need to ask someone else if it's sitting in front of you, the repairs, and you have the notes? I don't. Obviously, I couldn't tell you what's been happening. So can I not just get whatever you can see on your screen sent to me? Like, that's my property details, is it not?
It's not, no, because this is it's a block repair. It's a repair to the actual block building. It's not directly your own.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one in the block that's got this. I'm just talking about for me. I'm just talking about for 168 Easdale for my personal. When I've called up and requested a repair, like my request, nothing to do with anyone else.
No, I understand that, but it still needs to go freedom of information. I can't send that out to you. It needs to be done through the correct channels, and then they will send you out all relating repairs and correspondence and everything else to do with your repairs. But I can't do that, unfortunately.
Right.
There's rules and regulations in place for that.
So at the beginning of this, when I first phoned up, you said that it said it wasn't completed, and then you spoke to whoever you spoke to, and they said that it was completed. So was it just not updated on the system that it had been done then?
That's correct, yeah. So I did specify that to Dreamerz when I spoke to him. It's still shown as open on the system, but he says the reason it's not been closed down yet is because he was waiting to have it checked to see if there was any further water ingress before he completed the job.
But that's what I mean. Like nobody's
Sorry,
even.
They've completed a repair which they believe has resolved the issue, but because of the heavy water ingress, they wanted to leave the scaffolding up and leave the job active until they could confirm that there was no further issue, which is why I asked you to check with you if you had any water ingress or any issues like that. But he's confirmed that a repair was completed on the roof last week.
Last week? Is there a specific date that you can tell me that was completed?
Yeah, I can go back to him and confirm the exact date. Give me a minute.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi there, thank you for holding for me.
Hi.
So I've been back and I've confirmed back on it that the work was completed on the 7th, which was Friday.
Right, okay. Okay, so now that that's completed, have you got any sort of information for when my internal repairs are going to get completed? Because actually, to me, when it's the middle of summer for the last 6 weeks and there's not actually been any rain, but I'm living with mould and it's disgusting. Can you tell me when those repairs can get done?
Yeah, if you just let me check and see what I put through, I'll see what's happening with that. I'll just have a look.
I'm absolutely baffled the fact that they're saying this work was done on Friday, because I'm out with my dog 4 times a day out the front. Like, I don't go far, I literally walk about the front and I come back in, and I'm the top floor, I see out the windows and stuff, and I feel like I'm being gaslit here because there was nobody on my roof all day Friday.
Well, Dreamerz showed me the picture that the guy sent to him after he completed the repair on the 7th. He's getting pictures confirming it, so I can assure you nobody's gaslighting me here. But I've confirmed that we've done a repair. You've obviously maybe not seen him. He did tell me it doesn't take particularly long to do the repair. They had to come on Thursday to do the prep, and then they came on Friday. He says at the most it's a couple of hours, so maybe, I don't know if they came early, maybe they came late in the afternoon, I don't know what the circumstances are, but he's assured me, and he's got proof and pictures, and he's got email confirming it. He showed me it all, so it's definitely taking place. As I say, I don't know what your circumstances are, whether you missed it or whatever's happened there, but I can absolutely assure you that the repair has been done.
Well, a lot that would put my mind to rest is actually to have people in contact with myself to let me know, we're going up on the roof today, or that's the repair. Like, as I said, scaffolding was put up about 3 weeks ago and I've not heard anything. Like, nobody's contacted me, came to the door, chapped the door. So, like, how am I even supposed to know anyway? Other than the fact that I've phoned up to ask today, like, would I have been told at any point? I mean, you said that Raymond was waiting to hear about if there was any further damage, but nobody called me to ask.
No, in fact, we wouldn't call you that. As I explained previously, this repair is logged under the block because it's a communal repair to the roof. It's not a specific repair. If it was a repair within your property, within your dwelling in the block, we would call you and we'd make arrangements. But when it's raised under the block, it's a communal repair for the full block. So not one person is specified, not one person is contacted. Usually they'll send out a letter advising if there's a bill to be paid, but that's only usually happens in an order. So unfortunately within our system, within a factory block, when it's raised under the block,
no, I know. I've actually just realised that makes a lot of sense, because of course, if you kept putting it under my single property, you know, you've got an issue with one tenant, that's a big problem. But if you're just putting it under the communal repairs, then, you know, it's just the whole block and it's not really singling anybody out. But from my point of view, I've been dealing with this consistently every single year for the past 8 years, like 3-4 times a year, mould issues, roof issues, water, repairs. Like, this has just been going on and on and on and on. And of course, if you put it under communal repair, you know, it's just the block, it's not me that's dealing with the issues personally. Something else, so the internal repairs, sorry, if you got any information on that.
Yeah, so I'm just having a look. So obviously when the inspector attended, he put through the external work, obviously even before any internal work was done. So when I'm looking at that, that's all the information I've got. So I don't know if he wanted to arrange another inspection after the external repairs have been done to see the damage and put through the internal work, which I can do for you just now. We can get it booked back in and then that'll progress the internal work for you.
Sorry, so hang on. Sorry, I'm really sorry. When the inspector came out, he said to me he was going to put through for the external, and he told me that work would be carried out for the internal. So he's already acknowledged that the issues there to be fixed. So do I need him to come out again and look at the same problem, or can you not just straight put in for that repair? Let's speak to him and see what the repair is.
So I mean, I could, but bear in mind this was back in Debz. This was nearly 5 months ago, or over 5 months ago, that the inspector was out initially.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely that he's going to be able to remember off the top of his head what needs done. Obviously, if there's been water coming in up until 3 weeks ago, the condition could have worsened. They will need to check if there's any plaster work or anything needing done. They need the meterage of the area they're doing. So we would need them to come out and have a wee look. I mean, but our inspections, we are only doing urgent inspections just now, so there's no for an inspector to come out.
I know, that's what's so infuriating for me, because the damage that I have is half of my bathroom ceiling and half of my kitchen ceiling, and inside my cupboard is complete black mould. I've sent pictures, like you can see it's right there. I've had that since the winter. It was logged in February that was going to get done. So because now the repairs aren't getting done, that's now not going to get done. How long am I going to have to sit and look at this mould for?
No, that's what I just explained to maybe it's an emergency. The dampness and issues that you've had is classed as an emergency, which is why I can book you in right now for.
Okay.
If it wasn't, then I would say only to do it in a couple of months once we're back up and running, but it's not. It is an emergency and I will get it out as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
From whatever point of view, he needs to come out and check the condition and put through the work. At the moment, all we've got is the external work, and then once that's completed, a further inspection needs to be booked. So that's kind of where we're at now, so I can book that in just now.
Okay.
I can get him out for you on Thursday or Friday of this week, if any of those days suit at all.
Yeah,
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah, that's fine. Thursday's fine.
Great, I'll put it in for Thursday for you. And so he'll come out, he'll take down note of what repair works needs done, what part of it, what needs done urgently, and that will be processed as an urgent repair, and it will get done ASAP. So I'll get him out on Thursday, and we'll get the ball rolling. That's all right.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all. Thanks for your time today.
Right, thanks. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Yep, that happened. And so back in February, I did have an inspector come out to look at the inside property damage, and he said that I would need my ceilings replaced again for the third time, the whole ceiling replaced in my bathroom and kitchen, and that I would need a new extractor fan in my kitchen to try and help with the issue. But they weren't going to do the internal repairs until they did the external repairs. Then about 2 weeks ago, the council actually updated their website to say that they are not going to be doing non-emergency repairs. So long story cut short, I'm still not out of this property and the repairs still haven't been done. And this new inspector told me that instead of replacing the ceilings, they're just going to throw a lick of paint on it. Now, beside all that, this is why I think the council have a complete vendetta against me, is that, as you know, I just got a puppy, he's 5 months old. I've been puppy training him. I have puppy pads. I have puppy pads at my front door, in my bedroom and in my living room, because we don't want puppy accidents, and puppies have accidents, they're puppies. He goes out 4 times a day and he knows how to do the toilet outside it, but sometimes he has a little accident, which I am straight on. I clean it with floor cleaner, with salt, hot water and a scrubbing brush. Now the reason I have to be so specific is because the inspector that came into my property and said that he was just going to paint over the ceiling, he went back to my housing officer and he told the housing officer something which ended up in this week. I was woke up one morning with the housing officer at my door and she said, can we come in and speak to you? It's quite a sensitive topic. And I thought, oh, they're going to tell me that they've got me a new house, or they're going to get the repairs done, or there's something that they can do to help me with all my mental anguish and all these things. And this is quite embarrassing to admit, because even though I can sit here and tell you that categorically what he said was a lie, I know there's going to be some people that might just assume that there's no smoke without fire, but I can absolutely assure you it's not the case. But the inspector went back and told the housing officer, which the housing officer sat in my living room and told me that he was not willing to send workmen into my property because there was a strong smell of urine. Now, when the housing officer said this to me, I looked down at my puppy pads and I looked back at her and I said, excuse me? Now, she said to me, her words was, I can't smell anything. And she had a little assistant with her that looked about 12 that didn't say a word. And she agreed. Can't smell anything. And she agreed. I don't know why you would have said that. We don't see an issue here. Okay. Then she said, he also said that you have a problem with flies. I went, oh good, I'm glad you brought that up, because in general East Kilbride does have a problem with fly infestation because we live next to a dump. We actually have a landfill site in East Kilbride, and during the summer East Kilbride is riddled with flies. I mean, this is going to make me do more work, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go online and I'm going to search for these articles that everybody complains about flies in East Kilbride, and I'm going to put them here so that you can see I'm not talking rubbish. So I said to him, well, of course I've got flies, I've got windows open and I've got fly spray. I mean, I buy fly spray to kill the flies, but also when you've got a kitchen full of moulds, it might attract certain beasties. But anyway, so I said, yeah, everybody in East Kilbride's got a problem with flies, what's that got to do with anything? She said, oh yes, he said he wasn't willing to come in and work here, but we don't see a problem. So she actually admitted to me that they didn't see a problem. They don't see a problem, there wasn't a problem, there isn't a problem. My house is practically empty. Boxes everywhere. I'm literally living out of boxes because I don't want to unpack and then pack again. That took a lot out of me, and I'm one person with PTSD. But anyways, I have to laugh, guys. It's not even funny in the remote. But I've been crying so much that I'm not going to come on here and cry about it. Anyways, so to recap, the housing officer was sent out to have a word with me because the repair dude said that he wasn't going to come in my property when there was flies and the smell of urine, but the housing officer quite rightly said that there wasn't an issue and she was going to go back and tell the charge hand that there wasn't a problem. But what really got me is she stood in the living room and she said to me, is there anything I can do for you? So I quite simply stated, get me the fuck out of here. And she left, and she's like, okay, I'm really sorry. And she left again. Now that's just one part of the story, because there's more. The other part of the story is, down at the bottom of my property, there is a row of trash bins, rubbish bins, that you put your rubbish in, and the council come and collect them. They empty them and they put them back. That's the way it's always been. And for 8 years that I've been here, that's the way it's been. Okay, cool. Except I have really disgusting, trashy neighbours that like to dump so much rubbish down next to the bins. And we're not just talking a couple of bags. There's furniture, there's just bits of wood and material and all just sorts of hazardous and unhygienic things that people just think that they dump, you just dump it there. And it really infuriates me. It infuriates me because when I take my dog out, my dog wants to be a dog and investigate all the rubbish, and I'm like, no, don't do that, it's disgusting. And then there's children that play, and it's just not very hygienic, and normal people know that. Except when I get a knock at the door, again last week, bit of a quink-a-dink, and it was the environmental health officer. I'm not joking. The environmental health officer said to me, oh, we're trying to locate who is the person behind all this trash downstairs. And I said, oh, absolutely agree with you. Yep, it's disgusting. It's not me, but I'm all for it. Please find out who's doing that. And she went, yeah, there's a cardboard box down there with your name on it. Excuse me? No, there isn't. Oh, yes, there is. We have a photo of it. So, of course, I'm mortified, and I'm like, what? How? Like, how is something of mine out there? Like, there's so much trash, but what? I literally go downstairs. Guys, I'm not joking. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how, and I'm not making up excuses, but I will tell you straight, they were correct. There was one cardboard box, flat, nothing in it, just a flat piece of cardboard box, flat pack cardboard box, and it had my name and address on it. It was down the side of my bin, so I'm going to presume that it's fell out of the bin when I've been putting rubbish in. It's fell out, I've not noticed. Right, my bad. Full responsibility, absolutely. Whoops-a-daisy, that's my cardboard box. So I picked up the cardboard box and I put it in my bin. And I ignored the 20 piles of rubbish that was around me, and I put my little cardboard box into the bin. And they were still sitting there, they were watching me do that. Okay, that's me, I put my little rubbish in the bin. Even though there's frickin' piles around us, and you don't know who that belongs to, it's not me. But they found one little piece of cardboard with my name on it. So I picked up my little piece of cardboard. But here's my thing. Environmental health have an issue with me having a piece of cardboard on the street. But they don't seem to have an issue with the fact that I've got mould growing out of my frickin' ceiling for the last 8 years. You can't make it up. So they're accusing me of dumping, which I've never done in my life. They're accusing me of having an infestation of flies when East Kilbride... Oh, thank you. Look, my doggy's coming because he knows I'm getting angry. Hello, baby. They're sending environmental health out because of a piece of cardboard. They're saying they're going to throw a lick of paint over mould. They say that they came to repair when they didn't came to repair. Excuse me, don't eat my hair. Not right. They say that I have a strong smell of urine, which was then proved, like the housing officer proved that I didn't. I can't go on like this. I really can't. I really can't. I really can't. And I said to them on the phone, I said, you guys know that I'm struggling, you know, and they admitted to me that this property is unfit for me to live in, and that it is having a direct impact on my mental health. They just won't do anything about it. And people will be like, well, why don't you move? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I can't go private. I don't have the money to go private. You don't even understand how much money I've already wasted on thinking that I was moving when I wasn't. How much money I've wasted on replacing things. How much money I've wasted on repairing things myself. I've painted over it. I've cleaned it. So that's not even half of the story. Well, that's the majority of the story, but the other half of the story is because of all this impact that all this stuff is having, I had to go to the doctors to get blood taken. Again, you've been here for a while, if you have been here for a while, I've had numerous health problems. I have autoimmune deficiencies. I have a disorder in my blood. It causes my red blood cells to not carry oxygen to my body properly, which then gives me chronic fatigue, and it makes me really tired. Also, I have an issue with absorbing iron and certain nutrients properly, so I have vitamin B deficiencies, I think it's B9, B12, and anemia, just a whole bunch of things, IBS, it's all linked with my stomach. Because of the bleeding issues that I had really bad periods and stuff to do with that. I also had cervical cancer problems. I had to get a whole bunch of treatments, and then that led eventually to having surgery. I had a hysterectomy. They removed my cervix, my uterus and my fallopian tubes. They left my ovaries. Straight after that, in 2020, I had the hysterectomy in February, and in the March I had sepsis, and that was a whole thing. That heightens the risk of having blood infections and things like that in the future. So anyways, after all of this, I've been to the doctors, I had some blood taken, I've been covered in bruises from head to toe. I'm so tired. You can probably tell I look like crap. I feel like crap. When you're anemic, you don't get an appetite. It's hard to eat, and it's even harder to absorb the nutrients from the food that you do eat. So I look like crap. I look like I don't eat. Hi, it's Editing Deb here. I actually just realised in the middle of editing this video that I didn't actually explain what happened when I went to the doctor. So just to fill you in really quickly, because this video is already way too long, is that I contacted the doctor this week and they told me that I have to go back in and get, yes Domino, I have to get all my blood tests repeated, and they also want me to get a coagulation screening test. They want to investigate things to do with hemostatic diseases and illnesses. I have a history of bruising and bleeding very easily, so that's the update. But back to the video. I have comments all the time, which by the way make me feel great, just to let you know. When you tell me, oh, you're looking great, you're looking skinny, or other people say, I'm worried about you, you know, maybe you should eat something, I hope you're eating, have you eaten today? That's a really big trigger for me, guys. And I know people mean well, and I know people don't necessarily think of the nuances behind different things like that, but when you're sick, when you're thin because you're sick, it's a whole different thing. Someone said to me a few weeks ago, you look extra skinny. I had a dress on, I sent them a photo, it was a friend. I sent a photo of a dress. I was wearing a little dress at the summer, and my friend said, you look extra skinny. And that really hurt me, because I think they said it like in a compliment way, like it was an aim or a goal to be so thin. And I say to people, well, would you walk up to a cancer patient and say you look extra skinny? Would you walk up with anyone else that's got an illness or a blood disorder or any sort of thing that it's not really, you know, it's nothing to do with a psychological thought about eating or not eating or weight or being fat or thin or anything in between? It's nothing to do with that. It's literally because I have an illness, guys. So when people say, I hope you're eating, my real honest answer, if you want the truth, is no, I'm not. I'm not, because my illness does that to me. Sorry, guys. I know I've got a little bit of an attitude, but it's really extremely frustrating for me to deal with so many things. And I don't want to be the one that's coming online all the time. And it's such a contrast from what I used to be online, doing charity stuff and challenges and games and gaming, everything with my best friend and all my friends, all my Dreamerz. It's not like that anymore, and it can't be like that anymore. I literally can't. I can't even attempt it. I want to be hanging with my friends. I want to be not stressed. I want to be healthy. I want to be coming online and doing all those things that I used to do. And I either can't physically or I can't mentally. Or I've just got real life that I actually have to deal with. So the reason I've told you all this stuff, actually, look, Judge Judy on the back. The reason I'm telling you all this stuff isn't for sympathy, isn't for much really, apart from my own benefit of not wanting to feel like you guys think I forgot about you. Having said that, I've kind of been stalling this part of the video because I knew it was coming. Because of so much, and because I don't want to keep coming on here and being like, oh, here's another update, and 1 minute it's fine, then it's not, and all these things. I'm going to end this video by saying a few things, and yeah. So because of all these things and me not feeling the best, it is becoming a struggle to come online. Not even just as an online person like that makes content creator, but even just as a human being on social media in general. So it is with actual really sadness that today, right now, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm not going to be making videos anymore. Not in the capacity of Debz Dreams and vlogging anyway. It's just too hard. It's not necessarily something I can pursue right now anyway. And rather than beat myself up about that or feel any sort of personal like self pressure to do that or want to do that or need to do that, I'm just going to be stopping. And it isn't because I want anyone to think, oh, life's really bad right now, I'm going to come offline and then you'll never hear from me again. It's nothing like that. I do have my friends. You guys know you're my friends. If you're my friend, you know you're my friends because I tell you you're my friends. If I don't tell you you're my friend, then you're probably not my friend. But the people that I've met that are my friends, you guys know who you are anyway. So obviously we still communicate. I'll still message you, you know, we're on Facebook. I'll still be a person there. I still have my friends online. But as for the content creation or gaming and all that stuff, my dog wants something that's under the couch, and there's nothing under the couch. He does this every day. He goes through a stage where he thinks there's something under the couch, and then I lift the couch and he goes under the couch and he realises there's nothing there, so then that's that. So he can just bark at the couch. So yeah, it's just a nightmare right now, and as much as I feel like it would be good to come on and tell you all my issues and share them all, and I know what everybody's saying, say you can share your story and maybe someone else will find hope and joy and stuff in that, and I get that, I completely get that. And maybe once after I've moved eventually, and I'm settled, you know, maybe I will come back online and start creating stuff again. I take some videos of my dog and stuff like that, but is more for personal memories. It's not even for like showing the world. Can I help you? He's basically telling me it's time to go and give him all the love and attention, aren't you? You going to say thank you to all the Dreamers who have supported me? Because it really truly means a lot that you guys have done a lot for me, more than I could even put into this video. There's a few of you in particular that have just been above and beyond kind, and I don't know where, how, why, but it is greatly appreciated, and it always will be. Whether I'm here or not, I'm never going to forget the people that have been there for me and have helped me and just been amazing bloody people. Again, you guys know who you are, and I'm not going to cry about it, but you guys have made things really amazing for me, and I don't want to think about that too much because then it's going to make me really sad. But I just want you to know that I love you guys. I appreciate what you did for me. I'm never going to forget it. And maybe one day I'll be back, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I don't think Domino's very happy about that. That's enough. Anyways, I really want... The content creator in me really wants to redo this whole part again and be like, you interrupted, I need to edit that out, I need to redo that part. But you know what, I'm not going to. This is my life, guys. This is my life, and I can't edit out the parts I don't like, and I can't put pretty music over the parts to make it more whatever. I'm going to go, otherwise I will spend 10 minutes just bleating on. But I do love you guys. I really appreciate everything you've done for me, and I'm sorry that this is what's going on, and I just need to get through it, and I will get through it, and you guys will get through whatever you guys are going through too. I do believe that. I'll always have hope no matter what. I'll never give up, because we don't do giving up around here. We'll keep dreaming, keep loving, and I'll see you guys in a bit.